Okay, let's get started with the alphabet. Now, if you haven't already watched the first 5 videos, please watch them now. They are essential. They're essential to your understanding of how to write these alphabets. I suggest that you read them now before you go on to the alphabet. We're going to start off with Edward Johnston's foundational hand, which he developed based on a 10th century manuscript. Now, all alphabets have 2 letters that are of vital importance, and that is the letter I and the letter O. That's the mother and father of the alphabet as they're known. The I represents the straight letters and the O represents the curved letters. So, for instance, in the italic hand, the I tilts slightly over to the right, and the O is elliptical. In foundational hand, the I is vertical and the O is circular. So that's the first thing to bear in mind. The pen angle, which we've discussed in the essential videos, is 30 degrees, which is about this, 10 past 8 on the clock face, if you want to think of that analogy. The X height of the letter, which again we've discussed in essential videos, is 4 nib widths, or 4.5 nib widths in some examples. So I'm going to I've already drawn these up, but just to show you, if I stack my nibs like this, that's 4 nib widths. Anne Camp, in her book Pen Lettering, suggests 4.5, so it's up to you, but I'm just doing 4 for simplicity, and because I sort of prefer it very, very slightly heavier. Now the pen angle is 30 degrees, like that. And as we also discussed in one of the essential videos, you need to run into the stroke on the thin edge of the pen in order to get the ink running. Can you see that? So I'm holding my pen at 30 degrees and doing that to run into the stroke. Let's just do another one. Okay. That's called a serif. That is an introduction stroke. There's always an entry stroke like this, and an exit stroke like this on every single mark that you make. Some of them will be much smaller, but every single mark you will slightly come off or slide into the stroke. Okay, so this is the first letter we're going to do, the letter I, and you're going to get your pen going, go round, down and out, into the stroke, round, down and out, into the stroke, down and out. Try and keep them even. Into the stroke, down and out. And then the dot on the I will come exactly above the stem of the letter and just bring it down into a sort of little comma shape like that. So that's the I. Now another thing we have to bear in mind is the bracketed serif, which some people like to put on. When I first started doing foundational hand, I was taught to do it like this, to come into the stroke straight, come down and out, and then put the little bracket on like that. Some people I know, and I'm not one of them, do the stroke like this and come out and then add the little bracket on the top like that. Up to you if you want to do it. I usually, to be honest with you, don't really bother with them because I think they disrupt the flow of the writing. So this is the eye, so let's just do that again. Into the stroke, round, straight down and out. Dot above it. Into the stroke, round and out. My pen's running out of ink, so I shall have to cut at this point. That's better. So let's try again. Into the stroke, straight down and out, and little dot on the top there. Now I'm going to do these letters in family groups. I'm not running from A to Z. I'm doing it in family groups, and I'm starting off with the straight letters, which are I, L and J. So if you can do the I, you can certainly do the L, because the L is simply a larger version of the I, and it does have a very slightly more swing on the bottom of the letter. Oops. Okay, so I and L. Fundamental letters. Now, there's also the J, which I'm never sure what category to put it in, but I'm going to put it in with these letters. We come down below the line and we just gently swing out like that. Okay. Once more. Below the line. Turn just as you get to the line. Swing out like that. Okay, now that's the I, L and J. Don't just do 3 of them each. Do 242 of them before you go on to the next set of letters. And the next family group I'm going to do is the letter O family. That's the round letters, so we will first do the straight and then we do the round. Oh, and one more thing I've got to tell you. Come a little closer, come on, a little closer. I just want to tell you this, just want to whisper to you. Always remember that I'm watching you all the time.